This is the Sarobetsu Plain in Hokkaido, Japan's northernmost main island. An animal appears in the night forest. Here it is. With huge round eyes, this is a Russian flying squirrel. The flying squirrels are only palm-sized, but have an amazing skill. Look, they can fly. Some can fly up to 100 meters. But that's not all. The winter in Hokkaido is long and harsh. The squirrels use holes made by birds for their nests. They also live ecologically by using moss as bedding. Russian flying squirrels survive the severe winters in the north by being extremely ecological. This is the Sarobetsu Plain in northern Hokkaido, facing Mount Rishiri. Sarobetsu means the rivers flowing through the marsh in the Ainu language. Its area is 20,000 square hectares, or 200 square kilometers. It's a forest close to the coast, scattered with various sized ponds. Russian flying squirrels live in the forests with mixtures of conifer and broadleaf trees. The small hole in a tree trunk, that's the entrance to the squirrel's nest. Let's take a peek inside. There it is, a Russian flying squirrel. They usually sleep in the daytime. Oh, I guess I woke it up. Sorry. They become active after sunset. See? Here it comes. The hole is about 3 centimeters in diameter, just the size of its head. It started grooming. The squirrels are 15 centimeters long, as big as a sparrow, and are as light as an egg at only 100 grams. Whoa! Look how they glide. They can maneuver while gliding to avoid trees. They glide 10 meters per second and sometimes more than 100 meters in distance. If it were ski jumping, they would exceed the K point. Examining their movements closely, we can see their complete control. At takeoff, it kicks its hind legs strongly, then immediately stretches all fours. Extending all 4 limbs, it becomes a 15-centimeter square. That's the membrane essential for the squirrel to glide. Capturing the air, it obtains its buoyancy. When turning, they tilt the membrane. This flying method without flapping is called gliding. While gliding, they move their tail in small motions to stabilize their flying position, just like the tail of a kite. They also have landing skills. Watch closely. When coming to a tree to land, they close the membrane slightly to trap more air like a parachute and slow down. Landing is made with the hind legs, absorbing the impact, just like that. Using their flexible membranes skillfully, they can glide freely in the forests of rapidly growing trees. As their name suggests, these gliding masters are a type of squirrel.
Wait a minute.
There you are.
I have a question. You said flying squirrels are a kind of squirrel, but I've never heard of squirrels flying.
There are nearly 250 kinds of squirrels in the world, and most of them run around on the ground and climb trees. But some glide, such as the Japanese dwarf and giant flying squirrels.
But why do they have to glide?
When moving from one tree to another, regular squirrels climb down one tree and then climb up the other. But by gliding, they don't have to go down and walk, so they can save time and energy. Right?
Oh, yeah. That's right. But how do they pick up acorns and walnuts from the ground like this red squirrel?
Actually, Russian flying squirrels are not good at walking on the ground since their membrane gets in their way, so they hardly leave the trees. Plus, they don't eat nuts in the first place. Many kinds of squirrels eat nutritious nuts, but they are popular food among forest animals, so even if squirrels find them, other animals often steal them.
Wow, their competition is very intense.
In contrast, Russian flying squirrels eat the buds and leaves of trees that other animals usually don't eat.
That's quite a simple diet.
Yes, but they're all over the forests, so the flying squirrels don't have to look for them. Their lives are very energy efficient. You could call it eco-life. Russian flying squirrels are the masters of this eco-life. Not only their diet, but the nests of Russian flying squirrels and red squirrels are quite different as well. Red squirrels also live in holes in trees, but they often make the nests themselves with branches. They take several days to build them, even though they use the nests for only 1 year.
Oh no, that's so wasteful.
Yes. On the contrary, flying squirrels rarely make their own nests. They reuse holes that woodpeckers and other birds have made, and the squirrels live there for many years.
Wow, only second-hand houses?
Something like that. With energy conservation on housing, they have a true eco-life.
Uh-huh, they are environmentally friendly.
Their signature gliding also saves energy, food, housing, and transportation. Every part of their being is eco-life. These master gliders don't start out as masters. A cute baby flying squirrel sticks its head out of a hole. Being 1.5 months old, it's ready to leave the nest. Babies practice gliding at this age. Instead of being taught, they practice on their own every night. Be courageous. And then, oops, it fell. Let's rewind and see that again. I guess its legs aren't long enough. What about this one? Oh, it hit a branch. Controlling the membrane must still be an issue. Young Russian flying squirrels have a long and difficult way to go with lots of mistakes to overcome before becoming master gliders. In Chapter 2, winter finally comes to Sarobetsu. They face unbearable cold and numerous enemy attacks, but the flying squirrels survive by using some amazing tactics. The marsh stretching across the Sarobetsu Plain is one of the greatest refuges for wild birds in Japan. In 2005, it was designated as a site preserving the habitat of wildfowl under the Ramsar Convention. Throughout the year, many migrating birds visit here. A red-necked grebe takes care of its babies by putting them on its back. They make floating nests with waterweed. Sarobetsu, with its abundance of calm ponds, is one of the few breeding grounds for waterfowl in Japan. The red-crowned crane is called the god of the marsh in Ainu. It's a Japanese natural monument. They've only begun returning to Sarobetsu since 2002 to raise their chicks after a 100-year absence. Nearly 200 kinds of birds have been sighted here. Throughout the year, the plain retains its abundance of habitat and food resources that attracts numerous birds. December. The Sarobetsu Plain is covered with snow. A long and severe winter has begun. This time of the year, raging seasonal winds blow across the plain from the ocean. The wind velocity of a blizzard exceeds 10 meters per second, and the temperature drops in an instant. The days below zero continue. The animals in the forests bear the cold with patience and endurance. This is a Russian flying squirrel's nest. Let's look inside. There's one. The inside is filled with something like grass, and it looks quite warm. It's actually moss that grows here in the forests. It has some moss in its mouth. They have been carrying moss to their nests little by little like this since October. The moss filling the nest is great insulation. They use it as fluffy bedding. On top of that, in winter they share the nest with others, whether they are members of the same family or not. In the nest, they stick together and warm each other. Here, the outside temperature is minus 16 degrees Celsius, but inside it's 22 degrees. It's a great energy-saving heating system. The masters of eco-life, Russian flying squirrels survive the winters in the north by using moss as bedding and by huddling together with each other. The cold is not the only trial. Here's a Japanese sable. Being a kind of weasel, they attack mice and birds to feed. They're fierce enemies and avid tree climbers. In winter, where food is scarce, the flying squirrels are their most precious prey. It persistently tries to get into the nest. But the entrance is too small. Finally, it gives up. A flying squirrel shows its head. It looks around carefully. Whoa, there's another one. They come out one after another. There were 5 of them in the nest. This one has a brownish coat. That means it's still a baby. The baby climbs straight to the top of the tree. And then it glides perfectly. Now it's earned its place among the grown-ups. It's come to a white birch for the small buds on its branches. White birches have lots of buds even in the winter, so just one of them can provide the squirrel with a day's worth of food. The squirrels come back to their nest in less than 1 hour. In the cold winter, they come back to get warm as soon as possible. Finishing meals at one location is another energy-saving tactic in their eco life.
Wait a minute. Instead of going out to eat in winter, being in hibernation might be more energy-saving and more true to eco-life. Don't you think?
If you only consider the winter, hibernation might be more energy-saving. But take a look. This is a Siberian chipmunk that hibernates. In fall, they gather acorns and bring them to the nests for hibernation. They weigh 1.2 kilograms in total. The chipmunks have to run around the forests every day to get enough acorns.
Preparation is quite a lot of work. I see. Getting ready for an enjoyable hibernation is not so easy.
That's right. On the other hand, Russian flying squirrels live in the same way all year round. Even when winter's approaching, they are relaxed, eating leaves. They never run out of food, even in winter. Living a complete eco-life, they can spend the winters without hibernating.
The eco-life that saves energy in many ways, like that of the Russian flying squirrel, is squarely done.
In February, the forests in Sadobetsu face the coldest time of the year. The temperature often goes down to minus 20 degrees Celsius. Russian flying squirrels that have been going out every night to feed stay in the nest tonight. They're not coming out. Finally, day breaks. It's 9 o'clock in the morning. It's very rare for these nocturnal creatures to come outside in the daytime. One has glided deep into the forest. There goes another one. These flying squirrels have come to a white birch 30 meters away from their nest. They're eating the buds from the branches. They couldn't go out due to the cold. Since the temperature has risen, they finally get to eat. But in the forest in the daytime, the squirrels are at a greater risk of being attacked by predators, such as hawks. The flying squirrels are on the alert as they gather to eat. They try to survive the harsh winters of the north not only through ecolife, but also by helping each other. Russian flying squirrels fight fiercely. They usually get along so well. What's going on now? At the end of March, the gentle sunlight has finally returned to the forests of Sarubetsu, where Russian flying squirrels live. Spring is just around the corner. In a forest in the early morning, there are two Russian flying squirrels. They survived the long, harsh Sarubetsu winter. This is the mating season. These two are in the middle of mating. They're in a great mood. Then another male shows up. It's rare for them to squeak like this. With the entrance of a rival, a fierce brawl has begun. The rival is finally chased away. Having won the fight, the male resumes his courtship with the female. Only the ones that have survived the cruel winter can produce offspring. New lives will be born when the snow in Sarubetsu melts away. Russian flying squirrels live in the Sarubetsu Plain in Hokkaido. They glide to save energy. Huddling together with fellow squirrels in recycled nests, they survive the tough winters of the north. The thorough eco-life of the small Russian flying squirrels is humble, but also quite robust.